just on the final note, do you think Ten Hag will be sacked by December? Yes or no?
Man, it doesn't seem like they want to pay compensation.
Oh,
They
they gave him a deal this summer now.
They're
Yeah,
waiting for
extended.
disaster. It will take disaster.
Seriously,
Like, man, you are
7
20.
nil.
And Ten Hag is not ready to
That
resign.
7-0 defeat that
This
Liverpool
man
gave
lost
them.
7-0 and they didn't sack him. So what are we saying?
Yeah,
He has gotten away with so much.
true.
If not
I
that,
think
Don
they're just
Carlo
allowing
would
him.
have sacked him.
You know what I think? I think Ten Hag, you know how much of a gaslighter he is?
Yeah.
I think he has gaslit those guys upstairs.
So away from that big game, Arsenal versus Liverpool, a lot happened in the Premier League as well. But first off, Manchester City. I mean, we expected them to win, and they did that as usual. But it was not smooth sailing as we expected. They could not even score 2 goals. What did you think about that game?
Yeah, we've already said how the gap is closing, where there are no cheap games of recent, and
Yeah.
we're seeing that. We've seen how City have been
I
struggling.
don't want cheap game.
Which one?
Manchester United.
Chai!
Manchester United.
Let's save the best for the last, because I think that's where we'll have a lot of drama to talk about.
Funny enough, speaking about what Edin said right now, I'm just looking at no team in the Premier League this weekend won by 2 goals. Villa, Bournemouth 1-1, Brentford, Ipswich 4-3, Brighton Wolves 2-2, City, Southampton 1-0,
Ipswich was very,
Everton,
very
Fulham 1-1.
1-1, yeah.
Then
United
when
was
you go
2-1.
to the Sunday games, Palace won Tottenham 1-0, West Ham won United 2-1, Chelsea won
Chelsea won
Newcastle 2-1,
2-1.
Arsenal, Liverpool 2-2.
If you played handicaps,
So if you had played handicap 2 in all Premier League
Premier,
games,
yes.
it would have come true.
that Southampton one would have brought big money.
Big money. It would have almost 2 odds. 2 odds, 7 or more.
Yeah, so that's like we're seeing teams like it's not a stroll in the park for anything.
Yeah,
The only thing that was consistent was Erling Haaland coming back to his scoring sheet and getting that, because
And he still even missed chances.
he missed
chances.
lots of chances.
He had like 2.6 XG.
XG.
Thankfully, he was able to score that one, that they were able
was
to
very
get it
important.
going through. I feel one thing for some managers, yes, Martin Russell is playing quite well, but when you have a team that cannot compete with the big boys, you need to know the kind of strategy you go for, because it can't work for you all season. I remember he said when he was the coach of I think he's done there's a MK Donks. Yeah, he was once their manager. I say he played that same way, that even they were not winning, that you know that he'll get sacked. In fact, he's not scared of being sacked, that as long as he still sticks with his principle. Because you need to find a way to play these teams and gather points. Look at Ipswich. It was a bit easy for them in the Championship, but here in the Premier League, we are seeing them, but they still find a way to go all out against the bigger boys. Try to see
But
if they
Ipswich
can
are
play.
40.
No,
2-0 up. And
I was thinking they'll get their first win.
2-0, you cannot defend that lead.
You can't defend.
You are
And
still
they-
wide open.
Wide, no, that's
That's they
I
have
hate that
that
thing.
one was silly.
they're not so solid at the back. Like they try to still see how they
If
can
you
get
create a
points.
compact
They're not
structure-
compact in the
exactly. When you are in the lead now, retreat a bit, but you still have your outlets to take advantage of counters. But you make sure that you keep
know
it tight.
in the defense where you have Davis, that also helps in the attack. Most times he doesn't try and track back enough early, so there's this overlap that comes to their defense. So I just think we saw for that City game, it was City making sure they won at all costs.
Yeah.
Because towards the end they could have even lost that lead. Might have even ended up as a
They
draw.
started keeping possession and
Yes, it
time
felt like they were
wasting.
not playing a Southampton side in the end of the game, but it's good.
Onacho is that his area?
yeah.
Towards the end, just
And
load the ball.
He hasn't really. I just feel for Nacho too. He hasn't really hit that mark. That thing is.
What
the-
was he
doing
expecting
at that
going to
club?
Southampton?
No, that's
imagine
see,
him
that's why I say, like,
imagine him
no,
as a
apart
team like
from-
even Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
much better.
You know,
It'll be much
apart
better.
from Southampton, I think he had one of the worst agents. He was supposed to move that season. He was the highest goal scoring player in all of it, not the top 5 leagues. I think.
Belgium.
Apart from Belgium, was higher even in the top 5 league. He had the highest scores that season. But I'm talking about the league entirely in Europe. He was the highest goal scorer. He was supposed to get the major boost. Then you have moved to a better club. Then you join Southampton when they are struggling. Even Joe Ariboda joined. Since then,
it has been
it's
snuffed
not working.
out. It's
Anyway,
sad.
so it's at this point, I don't even think he's new again. But Man United and Ten Hag, Alpha, what's the
The
latest?
sky is blue.
What's the
Water is
latest?
wet.
That, you know what I dislike about this guy. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, yeah, Arteta gives excuses a lot, but I see Ten Hag and I'm like, bro,
I'll take Arteta like
as
that.
in, I'll manage the one that Arteta to give a lot of excuses.
I'm sure the
But when I
press
see
are
Ten
tired
Hag,
of
gaslights too much. I've never seen Ten Hag say, "Oh, they were better than us and they beat us fair and square." I've never seen him. He would tell you.
He never gives any manager a credit.
He will tell you now the West Ham game. He was moaning about the ref officiating.
He said that that
He was moaning about the penalty was
that
contentious and all of that. But then that's not the reason they beat you. They beat you because you did not play well.
West Ham being so bad normally.
That's the point for West Ham that are so bad to even have a sniff at beating
and I saw that game. The one good
Fernandes was atrocious.
The one player that was even very bad in that game too has to be with Garnacho. Yes, Garnacho is the light in the team, but I feel he doesn't really time his ball the right time. And most times when you try to go solo on your own to score, you're also doing it at the detriment of your team.
Garnacho is that he's not supposed to be a starter for a club like Manchester United. He has not developed.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a gradual process.
Yes, and he's not supposed to be at the point where he knows he's that guy.
He's a
for
regular
the team.
starter.
Like, you get, there has to be that progression, and I need to be better to be able to wrestle. But when your club is at the point where you have to rely on him to be the guy that makes everything happen.
There's actually supposed to be, just like if you look at the Foden, the Sakas. There was
progression. And even Yamal that we talk about, the reason why Yamal was able to cement his spot, he earned it.
Yeah.
He will come from the bench, he will make something happen.
And perform so
well. Eventually, it's like giving him starts.
If you know, even when Garnacho became popular, sort of, it was more from his impact as a substitute. You see him comes in as that.
But when you have...
I really want to give credit to... that's
West Ham. That game,
did you see...
Wan-Bissaka just became... He was so fired up against his former team, like lie.
Even that West Ham game, that's their former he's a right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, that
was so good.
Yeah. Yes, that was what I'm saying. He was so fired up.
Cristiano came in, taking up that position. Like
he took that game past.
He took it personal. He was even crossing balls, something he's not used to doing.
Guy was marking
but
every single
other
one.
teams would come to the Hammer Stadium, that's London, and they get points. You got to United.
Oh wait, Lucky, United are 14th on the table. Should they actually be worried, or do you think?
No, they are not worried now.
If they don't sack that guy,
they should keep him.
They will just keep sliding like that.
Why would they sack him?
Things are not looking.
Now you go feed his family. They are not sacking anybody.
Sack him, please.
Why would you sack him?
Do you know that there's no difference between Man U and my club? Even though we are 20th.
They should not sack him.
There's no difference.
Please, okay. Man United are 14th on the table, 7 points away from relegation. Ipswich 4 points. It's not.
They are just very lucky that the newly promoted teams are
just
trash.
so exactly. If it was another season, they will be much closer to relegation.
The sad thing about United is that you look at the team and it just doesn't have a unit. It doesn't have.
I can't sit up 4 for them again.
Personally, if I was a Man U fan, I would hate my club.
Someone
the players, the coach, everything. There's nothing.
But wait, quick one, guys. What happened to Fernandes? I remember 2 seasons ago, there was even, you could bring out claims and say, oh, at that point in time, based on time, it was even better than KDB. I remember that was the argument. Fernandes, Odegaard, all of them. But now, nobody mentions Fernandes.
Fernandes thrives in chaos.
There's still chaos now.
No, this is not.
This one is not. It's not organized chaos.
It's not organized chaos.
Yeah.
Ole's chaos was organized chaos.
Yeah, true.
Even though Man U were, they were doing basketballs with newly promoted teams and smaller teams, you could see something.
Yeah.
There was a chaos. The chaos in the attacking was still like there was rhythm to it.
Yes, sure.
This Ten Hag zone is anything goes.
Anything goes.
It's Dalot that's getting big chances. It's like
it's Mazraoui that played number 10.
Mazraoui played number you cannot even see any
today,
semblance of.
Tomorrow put Ugarte. Today start exit. Tomorrow start Oiland.
So obviously,
most of the players they are not even in form.
I think that guy should have a lot of regrets that it was Man U he joined.
No, he's not.
Because they've taken his prime years, and he will not even be remembered anywhere close to what was possible. I mean, he's a guy that has some abilities. No.
It's talking about
Fernandes.
Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes.
he has some abilities that will be useful in
He
a
had
different
abilities,
team.
not even
He has
some.
abilities.
He had.
Yeah.
But
Just
if
put
you look
structure
at it, I
around
think
him and make him do the things he does
Sarah,
well,
don't you
very
think
well.
it's the pressure? Because we've seen 2 seasons past, Bruno has been the one that's created the most chances in the top 5. But
Pressure as a good player, you should be able to soak up the pressure.
no, but
It's
you
not
know,
a new thing for
we've
players.
seen big players coming to United and they can't even the pressure soaks them in.
For Man U, it's not merely pressure. It's that place is a dysfunctional environment.
Yes, no, it's a dysfunctional
That environment is not. See, I've been saying it since Di Maria. When Di Maria came, and Di Maria that I used to see dribble 10 people,
All of a
he
sudden,
couldn't
he could
dribble.
not, I swear.
Di Maria couldn't. I can't
For me,
forget one game like that. He could not dribble anymore. Like the ability disappeared. Like what is it about Man U? Falcao came. Oh, Di Maria.
Ronaldo came, he finally stained his white wear.
And by the way,
Yes.
Pogba.
Whoever called him, whoever told
was
Alex
Ferguson
Ferguson
now.
to call him, did him wrong. Because Ronaldo would have done a lot of job with
talk about you
City.
don't join Man City. Peter Schmeichel is a legend at Man U. He joined Man City. And the Cole joined Man City. What are we talking about?
He was
By
following.
the way, away from United.
Please, let's
for a
move to
bit.
Chelsea.
Just how good is Cole Palmer at this moment?
Come on, it's too good.
What's too good?
It's too good.
He's a top player.
Against
He's
Liverpool, we didn't see him though.
Yeah, but it happens. Not every game. Even there are some games we see the best of the in the world. There are some games they are sort of silent. But
No, but as if you want to cement
yourself as the
If
best
you want
player
to
in the league.
cement,
I think
you can't call yourself.
it's some distance away from being best.
yeah,
in
you
the
can't
league,
call
so.
you can't.
no, I'm not saying he's the best. I'm saying he's good.
No, it's what
for
people
No,
are
it's what
doing
people
at
are
this
trying. No,
age.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying what people are the narrative people are trying to push. The Salahs and co. The Salahs, the Hurricanes. What they had in them was that they will not just score against small teams, but when they meet big teams too,
Yeah,
they
they
will perform.
also.
Even Saka.
You know we had
Even
that.
Saka already
We
has
know
a
we
goal
had that.
against-
We had that argument too
Yeah.
against Haaland. Then we're like, Erling Haaland doesn't score in big games and all of that.
that one is a myth.
There was a time they had that
It's a myth.
conversation.
They have scored against
So-
Arsenal, scored against
That
Liverpool,
was
scored
nonsense.
against
It's
which big
just
side
that-
has he not scored against at this
So,
point?
it's
I think
only-
he has scored against all Premier League teams.
Everybody.
Yeah,
he
nah,
has
he
faced.
ha-
So
he has
that's
scored
it's a myth
against
that he
now.
doesn't score against big teams. I think the only time that worked was when he ghosted in the Champions League.
I didn't
from-
even goes like that.
I know. I think
that
he
was-
ghosted
that-
from the
last-
quarters.
The 4-0
Yeah,
last
that
from
he
season.
beat
that
Madrid,
quarters,
he
yeah.
was excellent in that
Yeah,
match.
but
He just didn't score.
That's what.
But even before that, he was the one that scored against Bayern.
Yeah, the previous one.
Home and away.
But how far do you think
Okay.
Enzo Maresca's Chelsea would push this season?
At this point right now, I can boldly say if they keep up this consistency, they are starting off top 4.
Yeah,
At
they'll
this
just
point.
be battling at Aston
this
Villa.
point,
Aston Villa are the only obstacle for them for top 4. Tottenham are not serious. That's not a serious. That's not a serious club right now.
Are they?
That's a big one for you to stay top 4.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the club.
and that-
Man, you are not in it.
Yeah.
That,
because
that
when-
would be a success for
The
Enzo
reason
Maresca.
Yeah.
why it's easy to look at Chelsea when you look at Arsenal, Liverpool, and City, we don't know how the order will end. Which
Yeah.
other serious club can you point
Can you
out
point out
aside
that-
Aston Villa?
That in the running, Newcastle are not even good.
Newcastle are not good either. So
Man
which
U are
other
not
serious
good.
Man U?
Tottenham
Fair
are not
enough.
good.
They're not
You
good.
get.
So which others? They are the only ones looking serious, and their attack.
They're just very, very fortunate that this is the exact time they chose to pick up.
Yes, exactly.
When
They chose the
everybody's
right time.
when like last season now it was a bit,
Yeah, it was
tough.
so tough. Yeah, so tough.
but this season the main people that would have been contenders are out, so they have to. If they don't make top 4, then they're not serious.
And so there's something going on about Enzo Fernandez now since Lavia came back. He has been struggling to find game time. So what do you think about that? Do you think Maresca has found his best?
Yes, absolutely.
So Enzo Fernandez is where he belongs on the bench.
Yes.
You know, we've always been saying people are having this
I
idea of
remember
Enzo
I
Fernandez
said
we
it one
saw at
time
the
and
World
Chelsea
Cup.
fans blasted me like, oh, you don't know what you're saying. Fair enough. But at least Maresca that knows what he's doing, they are seeing it now.
He's a luxury player,
Agreed.
and you cannot have 2 luxury players.
Exactly. There's nothing
In
he will do
one
that Palmer
midfield.
cannot do already. That
Yes.
Palmer would not already
And
do.
Palmer gives more.
Palmer will
more.
still score for you.
And this guy, he will ball watch at certain points. He leaves Caicedo to do too much work. He just feels like I'm already there. I'm in 120 million.
Lavia is even
There's one World
giving
Cup now.
Lavia is giving Caicedo more room to flourish. I think again,
Yeah.
he had like the most interceptions in a single
Yeah.
game this season. He's enjoying his football.
And the end, thought Boli signings are working out. we are seeing all the numerous signings gradually. It's working out and paving way for him. So.
And on the final note, yeah, Brentford. I remember Sarah saying we should watch out for Mbuemo.
I got him.
I got him, and he got.
I didn't get him. I didn't get him. But is Mbuemo like the best non-Big Six forward?
Possibly.
Yes.
It's pretty reliable.
Is he the best non-Big Six
forward?
forward?
He has scored in every of the games at home this season, and also some games away.
I genuinely think he is the best non-Big Six forward.
With Ivan Toney not doing well.
A Big Six team.
Well, at this point, no.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you look at
Watkins and Duran and co.
Yeah, so it's a bit tricky, but I think he's up
better
there.
than Watkins.
I think he's up there.
No, just
Watkins is always having assists, even if he doesn't score.
And by the way, what happened to Isak and Newcastle?
Isak is injury, but he's back. At least we saw him score.
He was back, but he scored.
You know, his injury.
But even that goal was just make I also just.
At least that goal, nice.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's the injuries and it maybe gradually, but Newcastle. The problem for Newcastle is that when they got the Saudi money with the new FFP rules, like it's not letting them spend.
Didn't they sign Wood?
Come on, what
is Wood now? Wood is you are seeing Wood pop.
I understand Wood is pop.
So why did they buy him in the first place?
You made it sound like didn't they sign Neymar?
I know they spent like 40 million or something on him, right?
How many players?
And they didn't even use him for long, and then they sold him.
We know we talked about Ivan.
Is that kind of irresponsible?
Now you see United struggle. You're seeing Arsenal also struggle in front of goal. You're still seeing big side that could have gotten a Tony. That would have
maybe they didn't want a better.
Tolani is playing now.
And for Spurs, see, I didn't even I don't think we should give those guys the luxury of talking about them. Those guys I know. He said I always win stuff in my second season.
Where we now from?
And in the EFL Cup, they are playing City next now.
Okay, no, they are unbeaten in the I think is it Conference League they're playing.
It's no.
So maybe that's what you want to win.
Not Conference, Europa League.
They will beat them. They will beat Tottenham when it gets to round of 16. They will beat them. Tottenham. Don't count on those guys. Even them, they can't count on themselves. But anyways,
they can count on us. People viewing us, right?
Of course. And just on the final note, do you think Ten Hag will be sacked by December? Yes or no?
Man, it doesn't seem like they want to pay compensation.
They
gave
him a deal this summer now.
They're waiting for disaster. It will take disaster. Like man,
7-0. That 7-0 defeat.
This man lost 7-0 and they didn't sack him. So what are we saying?
Yeah,
he has gotten away with so much.
True.
If not that, Don Carlo would have sacked him.
You know what I think? I think Ten Hag. You know how much of a gaslighter he is.
Yeah.
I think he has gaslit those guys upstairs.
Fair enough.
With those skills that he has.
Because with Ineos coming in, you think he will just
Anyways,
do that.
We'll see how that ends. Well, for Manchester United, if they do decide to sack Erik Ten Hag, there are lots of brilliant coaches in the Nigerian Premier Football League. They can turn to Fidelis Ilechukwu.
Yes.
They can turn to Finidi George.
Daniel Gumodede. Daniel Mokachi. Yemi Olarinwaju.
So there are top coaches they can come to from the NPFL that will do a better job than Ten Hag. I guarantee at least Fidelis Ilechukwu will do a better job. We'll get Man United.
It's not easy to win Nigerian League.
It's not easy.
Or if it's two, we have Cerezo.
They want high class. If they want high class, United can go for Cerezo as well.
See what he's doing.
But can they pay Cerezo's money? Well, that's stuck for another.
They
can't afford him. But it's not the same club that with the begging Man City to share flight and they want to pay Cerezo's money. They can't afford him now. Anyways, that's all the talk we have for you in today's football. It's been an interesting one discussing the Premier League and what is looking at in the top 4 race and also the relegation battle, because the relegation battle now has some new contenders in the name of Manchester United who are looking, to challenge Ipswich and other guys in what is going to be an interesting relegation dogfight. But for now, the Premier League remains like what we are used to. Manchester City at the top, Liverpool in second place, Arsenal not far away, and Chelsea's Maresca looking like they are not a fluke. Tell us what you think in the comment section below. Share this video with your friends and be sure to...
Can I not do that for you?
And be sure to leave us a like 4 times on this video. Until we come your way next time. Stay cool 4 times.